सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्मि। So we were on sloka 192. So 192 we finished, where Vijnanamaya Kosha was elaborated and Swayam Parichedam Upetya Buddhehe Tadatmya Doshena Param Vrishatmanah Sarvatmaka Sannapi Vikshate Swayam Swatah Prutatvena Mrudo Ghataniva. Just like one sees the ghatas, which are the clay pots which are nothing but clay, except that clay, instead of getting the name clay, the clay itself gets the name as pot, name and form, nama rupa mithya. And just as one thinks that because it has got a name and form which is separate from the earlier name and form, therefore it's a different thing. So ghata, all the pots are different from clay. So clay pots are different from clay because they have name and form. This is the thinking. And similarly, one sees oneself in various ways. How so? Swayam, swataha swayam sarvatmakas sannapi. Although being the Atma of everything, the basis for everything, Satta and Spurana is given by Atma, even though one takes the effects, all the Karya Prapancha, which is in which one remains as Atma. One takes all those as Ikshate, he Pruthatvena Ikshate, Bhedena Vikshate. So Swataha, what is a Swavyatirikena Kasya Api Abhave Api. Other than oneself, nothing exists. That is the Bada Samanadhikarani. So Sarvam, and it was quoted earlier also, it was quoted, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. So Sarvam Khalvidam, Idam Sarvam Yadayam Atma. Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya Shrutis both say that all this is Brahma. All this is Brahmatma. All this is Atma. What does that mean? Nothing other than me has an existence. Nothing other than Brahma has existence. The Satta and Spurana is mine, but still it is said Bhinnatvena Ikshite. How? Tatha. Just like ghatas are seen as separate from Mrit, similarly Tatha Sarvopadanataya Swavyatirekena Kasyapi Abhave Api Swataha Prutatvena Bhedena Vikshate Aham Saha Idam Tvam Ityadi Bheda Buddhiman Bhavati Ityartha. How I myself become, as though become Aham in this Deha, Tvam in your Deha, Saha in some Saha or Sa in some other Deha, and so on. And also Idam, this Prapancha, which is nothing but what is cognized is not Atma. When you say he's a person, or it's a sentient being, we say it's a vriksha, or it's a prani, which is sentient. Animal rights, human rights, all of these is what we see sentience. That sentience is your own sentience. But what you cognize is not sentience. What you cognize is Jagat. So Idam, when you say Aham, Tvam, Saha, all that you are associating with, when you have Bheda, your association is with Sharira. That Sharira is which is cognized. Just like other Sharira is cognized, you think that sentience is cognized. Sentience is not really cognized. Sentience is you. Aham, the Pratyagatma Aham is sentience really, is Sat, is Jnana, and is Ananda, is Satchid Ananda, and that is Ananta. It is through and through. There is no division at all. Therefore, it is said Kutastha. Earlier it was said Kutavat Tishtati iti Kutastha. It does not move when everything else is changing. And here, nothing other than you exists. What is seen is Jada, and that actually Aham, Tvam, and Saha. All these three Vedas are Sharira Vedas. They are not your own Vedas, and that is Prapancha. All that you cognize is part of Prapancha. This Sharira that you cognize outside, Sharira that you cognize as your own also is Drishya. Is Drishya, and it is Idam. It is Idam means it is part of Prapancha. And Prapancha does not have an existence other than you, whether your own Sharira or someone else's Sharira. Ityadi Bheda Buddhiman Bhavati Ityartha. This is what we saw in the 192nd shloka. Imam artham nirvikarasya savikaratvam kutasthasan atma itti atra uktancha sadrishtantam kathayati upaditi. So this very idea, imam artham, this very idea, nirvikarasya savikaritvam. Nirvikarasya savikaritvam is what? Savikar, the nirvikara Brahma, kutasthasan atma, which was said in the earlier shloka. Earlier shloka had said that Kutastha Sannatma Karta Bhukta Bhavati Upadistha. So that idea is Sadrishtantam Kathayati. Bhagavad Padacharya expounds this idea with an example here in the 193rd shloka, saying Upadi Sambandha Vashat Paratma Pyupadi Dharman Anubhati Tadgunaha Ayo Vikaran Avikarivan Nivat Sadeka Rupopi Parasvabhavat. So what was said as Kutastha means Kutavat Tishtati. That is elaborated in the shloka here, saying Upadi Sambandha Vashat. Paratma means Paramatma. Paramatma Pi means Paramatma is generally Rudhi Artha of Paramatma. Laukika Vyavahara is what? Paramatma is Ishvara. Ishta Devata, or somebody will say Ishvara. This is it. He is Paramatma. Tat Padartha. Not Tvam. Not you, not me. But here Paratma is what? Parascha to aso Atma cha. But Paramatma is Paratma. And Paratma is Atma. And what is Atma? Not this Dehatma or this Pranatma, which is actually Kosha. So what remains, the Vijnanamaya is also not really Atma. The Atma which is Shuddha, Nirguna Atma, that Atma Paratma api Upadi Dharman Anubhavati, experience the Upadi Dharmas as my own, because Tadatmya Sambandha is there. Upadi Sambandha Vashat. Upadi Sambandha, what is the Sambandha? It is Tadatmya, it is Adhyasika Tadatmya Sambandha. It is an identification which is erroneous. And due to that, the dharma of the Sharira, we have seen many times, becomes Tadgunaha San. Tadgunaha San Paramatma api Upadi Dharman Anubhavati. Actually, Ishvara who created, he himself has become Jiva, as though therefore there is no difference between Paramatma and Atma. That Paramatma or Atma, individual Jiva, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Jiva is Brahma because when Paramatma created the Srishti for Upabhoga of the Jiva, as per the karma, who is that Jiva? The Paramatma himself, Anena Jivena Anupravisha. He entered the Sharira as a Jiva. So when you say an actor who takes up the role, various roles, the same actor plays the role of a king as well as the beggar. While playing the beggar, he is putting so much an effort there that he appears to be really poor. You feel pity, you would cry. You would cry your heart out. But when he is a king, that time he is playing in money. But the actor is same. Similarly, this Paramatma acts as a Jiva. same Brahma acts as Ishvara, Phaladata, a king who gives away whatever the Praja asks based on whether they deserve it. Ramarajya. And the same, the beggar also, Jiva beggar in the sense the individual who finds himself limited and is begging to the Lord for to give me this, give me that. What are we doing in prayers? Unless one is a mumukshu, Tivra mumuksha is there, one is asking for health, wealth, all this is what begging. Why? Because I feel limited, I want more. The same actor, unless if the king starts thinking when he plays the role of a beggar, the actor who is rich, who has made money across several decades, he has made money playing the king and the beggar. If that actor starts thinking that I am really poor, then no one can save him. It is no one can save him since if he holds on to that. But when he is taught that you are the same who played the king, you are neither the king nor the beggar, you are the actor who on his own is what he is. He has neither the dharma of the king nor of the beggar. So here when the Ishvara takes the role of the Jiva, he plays the role of the Jiva. Brahma becomes Ishvara, plays the role of Ishvara, and when he becomes Jiva, he plays the role of Jiva. But once he is taught that you are neither of these, then he remains in Shuddha Swabhava when understood. So here Paramatma, Paratma, who becomes Jiva, the same infinite becomes limited. Thinks that he is limited erroneously. So there is no dosha in saying that Paramatma or that Paratma is the Jiva or he is the one who is actually he is having the dharmas of the limited, whatever upadhis are there. So upadhi sambandha vashat Paramatma api upadhi dharman anubhati. So I think I said anubhavati. I don't know what I said. Anubhati tadgunaha. So tadguna anubhati. He appears as having these gunas. Tadgunaha anubhati. He shines forth as having those gunas. And further what? Ayo vikaran avikari vannivat. Ayo vikara. Aya is iron. And ayo vikara means all the products of iron. Vikara is a change. But what is the change? It has parinama. It has taken change into some shape. So let's say iron is shaped as a ball, iron ball, or an iron rod. So these are the shapes, and then the name changes. It is still iron. Iron rod, iron ball is all iron. And now ayo vikaran avikari vannivat. How is this anubhati, dharman anubhati? Upadhi dharman paramatma api paratma api or paramatma api upadhi dharman anubhati. What is the example? Ayo vikaran avikari vannivat. When that iron rod is heated, and heated in the sense not just heated, let's say heated so that it becomes red. Now you can consider just heated also, but for clarity let's take it as heated so that it turns red. Now when it turns red, what happens is that the iron rod, which is red and which has two things now. It appears red and it is very hot. These dharmas are not the dharmas of iron. Iron, let's say if it is a new one, then it shines with that, whatever coating is there, it will shine with that. Otherwise it is very dark and it is kind of black. That iron now appears red, and iron which is neither cold nor hot to touch, or let's say it is cold. Either it is cold or it is neutral, as in it does not have any temperature, it takes whatever room temperature is there. That kind of iron, which has no particular warm temperature or hot temperature, that takes the heat property of heat from the fire. It appears to have. Is the iron rod hot? Is in Laukika we say, in Vyavahara we say iron rod is hot, or don't touch that red iron. Iron is not red. The usage, anubhati, it follows the dharma of the Agni. Agni is hot and Agni is red. These properties appear. Now, these Nama Rupa is different, and those properties of the different Nama is taken by this, which is Agni, and this is Ayah Pinda or Ayovikara, that takes the properties, other properties, color and then warmth, etc. It takes from Agni. And Ayovikaran Avikari Vannivat. Does now example is not of the Rupa, and I am just giving example, extending the example. But what is the real example here? Here example Avikari. Has the now iron rod has been iron has been shaped into a rod or a iron ball, and actually when you shaping up, that time it is heated. I said that when iron rod is heated or iron ball is heated. But how is this in the example of the shloka? When the iron is shaped, when you shape the iron itself, that time it is shaped in fire. So that iron, molten iron itself, or molten, or however the when it is formed in the first place, you are making an iron rod, then it is shaped into an iron rod or iron ball. Now this fire appears along with it. Since it is in fire, it appears, the fire itself appears to have taken the shape of the iron rod or the iron ball. But what is fire really? Fire is not having a shape. It does not have a particular form. It does not have this form of a, it is flickering. That flickering fire, or the fire itself, which you see there in the, when you heat up the, wherever, in whichever structure the iron is being made, where the heat is supplied, that is Avikari. That Agni is Avikari, but it appears to take the shape of the iron rod or ball. So you say the ball of fire now. You don't say the iron ball, you say the ball of fire, or you say the fire rod, fiery rod. But Agni is Avikari and iron has shape, but Upadhi, Agni has taken the Upadhi of iron. Sadaika Rupa api Paraha Swabhavat, and Paraha Sadaika Rupa api Swabhavat. Paratma api Paraha Sadaika Rupa api Swabhavat Agni Avikari Vannivat. Still, what? Upadhi Sambandha Vashat Ayovikaran Avikari Vannivat Tadgunaha Anubhati. Similarly, Tatha here, Upadhi Sambandha Vashat Paratma api, who is Paraha Swabhavat Sadaika Rupa api Upadhi Dharman Anubhati. That is the way the example and the exemplified are connected. We will see more in the Tika. Ayovikaran Ayasaha Vikaraha Ayovikaraha, the products of iron. Dirgatva Vartulattvadayaha, whether it is lengthened into a rod or made a ball, Vartulattvadayaha. Tan Avikari Vannivat. Vastutah Tadrusha Dharma Shunya Vanni Iva Ayasi Dirghe Vanni iti. Vartule Vartulaha iti. So if you look at the rod, then you say the rod is glowing red, and you think that the iron has become. So you say Dirghe Ayasi. In the iron rod, you see Vannihi. You see Vannihi has become Dirgha. And Vartule Vartula iti. Vartula Vanni. Vanni has become Vartula. It has become a ball of fire now. Iti Bhramyanti Loke. The usage is there, but it is a Brahma. If you inquire into it, the fire has not changed shape really. Fire is pervading all through. It has not changed shape. It is Avikari. There is no product of fire there. The product is of iron. There is no change in fire. There is change only in iron. Tatha Paratma api. Paratma is Paramatma api. Upadhi sambandha vashat. Upadhi sambandha vashat. Taking this Jiva Sharira, Ishvara Sharira, Prani Sharira, whichever Manushya Sharira, Vriksha Sharira, all these Sharira are Upadhis. They as though limit the Paramatma. So Upadhi sambandha vashat स्वप्रकाश्येन अपि उपाधिना स्वप्रकाश्येन अपि उपाधिना अविद्यया कल्पितः यः तादात्म्य रूप संबंधः तद्वशात् उपाधि धर्मान् कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्वादीन् ध्यायति एव लीलायति एव इति श्रुतेः. He takes up these dharmas of the upadhis. Dhyayati ev लीलायति. Basically all the movement, dhyana and all this leela, it is happening in the sharira, in the upadhi sharira. Upadhi dharma, which are upadhi dharmas, and further what are the kartrutva bhoktrutva adi. All the activity of the deha are superimposed upon oneself, and their dharmas become our own dharma. Swaprakashena api upadhina avidyaya. So tatha paratma api paramatma api upadhi sambandosha swaprakashena api upadhina avidyaya kalpitah. And this avidya kalpita, all this is imagined by the avidya. It is not, see, avidya is maya. So maya kalpita or avidya kalpita has the same meaning. Avidya kalpita. This kalpita is superimposed, is imagined due to upadhi. It does not, that dharma does not belong to the substratum, it is to what is superimposed. The dharma of the superimposed actually become the dharma of the are superimposed. Rather, the dharma of these superimposed are superimposed on the substratum. Buddho dhyayantyam dhyayati eva leelayantyam chalantyam chalati eva ityarte shrute. So when there is buddhi dhyayati, that time one considers that I am doing dhyana. And then leela, when there is chalana, when chalana, motion in the buddhi, vrittis, all the vrittis are there, one considers one's own. Anusrutya tadgunaha upadhi dharmavan iva bhati. So tadguna anubhati means what? It appears, it is not really anubhati, it follows, but it shines like that, means it appears like that. Not that it has undergone any change. It is a vivarta upadana karana. It is not parinami upadana karana. Iron, for iron rod and iron ball is the parinami upadana karana, but vanni has not changed. So that is the vivarta example there, that it has without undergoing change, the dharmas of the iron are seen in vanni. Really there is no dharma which is there in vanni, there is no dharma of the iron rod in vanni. The shape is not there in the vanni, and vice versa also I said that the agni dharmas are seen in the iron rod. I explained that the way sharira and atma and anatma dharmas are interchanged, but here the example is limited to only the dharmas of the iron rod are superimposed on the agni, which is avikari. In prayoga we will say the red ball. Iron is red. The way iron appears red, what we say, the agni has taken the shape of a rod, or agni has become a ball. So we say ball of fire. There is no ball of fire there. There is only a ball of iron. So anusrutya tadgunaha is upadhi dharmavan iva bhati. It appears as having those dharmas of upadhi. And then in the darshtantika, what is it? Aham karomi, sukhi, dukhi, ityadi prakarena. One considers oneself as having all these antakarana dharma. And then I am doing something, or I am happy or sad. Vastuta sada swabhavan swakiya satchidananda swarupatah paraha nitya shuddha buddha mukta swabhavah. Vastuta swarupata, vastuta swarupata. By nature, what is my nature? My nature is satchidananda swarupa. And paraha nitya shuddha buddha mukta swabhava. It is the highest swabhava of freedom, is the highest. There cannot be any limitation possible. It is anantyam. My nature is anantyam. Atah ekarupa api vikarashunya api. Even being one, ekarupa is not that having one form. Ekarupa means by nature being one. Even if it is one, ekameva advitiyam, vikarashunya api iti purvam yojaniyam. So this api, what is said as api earlier, paratma api, that all these which are in samanadikaran should go with the first case. So in Anvaya, he says, Purvam yojaniyam, eka rupa api, sadaika rupa api, paraha swabhava, this, all this, in first case will go with paratma. Atah eka rupa api, vikara shunya api iti purva yojani, prakashake vannau drishtante paratmani cha दाष्टान्तिके स्वप्रकाशे विकारशून्यत्वेन एकरूपत्वं समानम्. The ekarupatvam is not literal in the drishtanta. There can be many sources of fire, but Agni is one. Sources of fire may be different, but the Agni cannot be said this fire is different from that fire. The fire is one, and that ekarupatvam is limited to that. The example is limited to ekarupa in the example as Vanni is one there. And here, Vanni is one in the sense, even in the source being one, not even multiple sources. In the example, there is only one source which is heating up the rod and the ball, iron ball and the iron rod. But that Ekarupa Vanni, which does not undergo any change, appears to have various forms based on the products of iron. So, Vikara Shunyatwena Ekarupatvam Saman. Without having change in the fire, Vikara Shunya, fire is Vikara Shunya, therefore that Vanni or Agni has Ekarupa, just like in the Darshtantika, which is Paramatma. And Swaprakashake is, Atma is Chitswarupa Swaprakasha, and Vanni is also Swaprakasha, does not have any borrowed light. So that is the 193rd shloka. Shishya Uvacha. Having heard all this, now the Shishya is a little worried. Why is he worried? Because earlier in 188, if you look back in 188, Anadikalaha has been mentioned. This Jivaha, Anadikalaha, Vijnanamayaha, all of these, Karoti Karmani, Anupurva Vasana. But the word that Anadikalaha, that is a little bit of a concern to the Shishya. Not little bit, quite a concern. So Shishya Uvacha, Shishya asked, what did he ask? Brahmenapyanyatha vastu jiva bhava paratmanah tadupader anaditvat nanader nasha ishyate atosya jiva bhavopi nityo bhavati samsrutihi na nivarteta tanmoksha katham me Shri Guru vada. So through 194 and 195, these two shlokas, Shishya is asking, Brahmena api anyatha vastu Jiva Bhava Paratmanah. So Paratmanah or Paramatmanah Jiva Bhava that you have explained till this 193rd. In 193rd you have said that Paratmanah Jiva Bhava is a Brahma. With this example of Vanni you have told me, let it be a Brahma. Or let it be real also. Anyatha, not real, Anyatha. Anyatha is he is saying the any other way. Let it be a Brahma or let it be any other way. Let's say it is there, some way it has come about to be. So Brahmena api anyatha vastu paratmanah jiva bhavastu bhavatu eva. Let it be. But what is his concern now? Tadupadehe anaditvat. You have said that upadi, there you have said upadehe, the upadi here is Vijnanamaya Kosha. In this Prakarana, we have reached Vijnanamaya Kosha. That Vijnanamaya Kosha, there is Aham Bhava, and you are saying Tadupadhe Anaditvat. Anadi it is. And anything that does not have a beginning, how will it have an end? That is the thinking. How will it have an end? Tadupadhe Anaditvat Nanadehe Nasha Ishyate. Na Anadehe Nasha Ishyate. Nanadehe is what? Na Anadehe nasha ishyate is not possible. You are saying upadhi is anadi, then upadhi nasha will not be possible. If upadhi nasha is not possible, then this upadhi dharmas will always be in me. And if they are always in me, then how will I get mukti? I want mukti. This jiva bhava will always remain. This limited, these dharmas are superimposed on me. However, brahmenava anyathava, I have become a limited jiva. That infinite jiva is no longer there. That paratma is no longer there, and I have become a aparatma. As though I have become a very limited, a small entity. And this upadhi which made me small is anadi, and anadehe nasha na ishyate. There is no possibility of the anadi to come to an end, in which case I'll always be bound. This is the worry now. Ataha asya jiva bhava api nitya bhavati. Since upadhi is nitya now, nitya because anadi, and anadi cannot have an end. This is in Shishya's mind. So he is asking a question openly because he is interested in moksha. And what has been explained so far is a little mind-boggling, that upadhi is anadi, so upadhi nasha will not happen. And since the relation is there, tadatmya sambandha, brahma, whatever, adhyasika sambandha, you give me any explanation, that explanation, whether one is convincing or the other is convincing, still anadi, that there is no bheda in anaditvam of the upadhi. And if anaditvam is common to all sorts of explanations that you are giving me, vijnanamaya kosha or the upadhi is anadi, it will not have nasha, then sambandha, whether it is adhyasika or whether you call it tadatmya sambandha, it is kalpita, whatever words you use, still that will remain. How will it remain? It will remain atha asya jiva bhava api. Thereby that jiva bhava which has come in, that will also become nitya, because it will nasha na ishyate means nitya, it will remain forever. So I'll remain bound forever. This is his worry. And samsruti nitya bhavati. Atah asya jiva bhavaha samsruti api nitya bhavati. Jiva bhava is nitya, and then samsara will become nitya, because nasha is not there. It will never end, because upadhi will never end. न निवर्त्यते तन and संस्कृति. So अतः अस्य जीव भाव अपि नित्य भवति and संस्कृति न निवर्त्येत. So संस्कृति न निवर्त्येत, samsara will not go. If the, so what is the sequence? Sequence is vijnanamaya kosha or any upadhi, whichever is a sambandha with the Paramatma, that upadhi is nitya, upadhi is anadi, and since upadhi is anadi, there is no nasha of upadhi. Since there is no nasha of upadhi, the sambandha, whatever sambandha is there, due to which jiva bhava has come about, that will also become nitya, meaning that will not have nasha. Therefore jiva bhava api nitya bhavati, and then jiva bhava will make one continue in samsara, and thereby samsrutihi na nivarteta. It will not cease to be. If samsara will not cease to be, what will happen? Moksha katham Shri Guru katham tan moksha katham me bhavati vada, or moksha katham me moksha katham bhavati tad vada. Please tell me that how can moksha be? Moksha has to be nitya. If samsara is nitya, bondage is nitya, how will moksha be? Moksha will not be there, and it will not be nitya definitely. So, hey Shri Guru Vada, please tell me how will I get moksha? Paratmanah asamsaritaya sarvotkrushtasya paramatmanah jiva bhavaha jivatvam भ्रमेण वा भ्रांत्या वा अन्यथापि वा वस्तुतः वा अस्तु. He says, let Paramatmanah, this Paramatma who has become Jiva, you have given me examples, Anena Jivena Anupravishya, let it be Anena Jivena Anupravishya, let it be Bhranti, let whatever you are saying, I understand all that. But all these varieties are not letting me see how will I get moksha if this sambandha is any which way. But If the upadhi is nitya, as long as upadhi is there, I will have a brahmana and samsara will be there. So paratmanah asamsaritaya sarvotkrushtasya paramatmanah. Why paratma? Because he is an asamsari. Paramatma, Jiva, what is the Bheda? Both are Atma. What is the Bheda? One is a samsari, other is not samsari. One is affected by Maya Shakti, Maya or Avidya Shakti is affected by and becomes Jiva. Otherwise, there is no Bheda. Other one wields that Maya Shakti, Avidya Shakti, he is not under the influence. But there is no other at all. He is one and playing the role of one who is not affected, he is Ishvara, and playing the role of one who is affected, he is Jiva. Thereby Bheda. Now, asamsaritaya sarvotkrushtasya paramatmanah, that Paramatma who is sarvotkrushta, he is Paraha Atma. Why Paraha Atma? Because he is not affected by anything. He is the most superior. Paramatmanah Jiva Bhava. The Jiva Bhava of this Paramatma. What is that Jiva Bhava saying? Anena Jivena Anupravisha means he, as a Jiva he entered, or because he entered and considered this Upadhi as one, that same Paramatma in the Jiva Sharira, associated in the Jiva Sharira, became deluded. And having become deluded, that is, has a name of Jiva. Same Paramatma has a name of Jiva. Therefore, Jiva Bhava is what? Jivatvam. So, Paramatma has taken Jivatvam. Jiva cannot take Jivatvam because Jiva is one who becomes Jiva after Jivatvam is given to him. So, Paramatma has taken Jivatvam, thereby he has become Jiva. So, Jiva Bhava, Paramatmana Jiva Bhava, not Jivasya Jiva Bhava. People think that Jivatvam is in Jiva. So, as an aside, Ghata has Ghatatvam. Nyaya Prakriya says that. Ghata, what is Ghata? Does Ghata have Ghatatvam? Yes, Ghata has Ghatatvam. So here if you question similarly, does Jiva has Jivatvam? So elsewhere, I don't remember, I think in Neshkarmi Siddhi, elsewhere, but I have heard it from Acharya also. I think Pujya Swamiji had also elaborated it. There are, Sureshwar Acharya has talked about this as far as I remember. He questions this Nyaya Prakriya. Nyaya, they talk about all, they analyze all the gunas, dravyas. They keep on analyzing everything that is objectifiable. When you question, what is Ghata? Ghata is that which has Ghatatvam. All these kind of definitions are there. Now, if you analyze it further, which a Vedanti does, so Bhagwan Sureshwar Acharya analyzes this. He will question, where is the Ghatatvam? Is it in a Ghata or a non-Ghata? So, is potness in the pot or is it in a non-pot? You cannot say that potness is in the pot. Otherwise, I'll ask you, if potness is in the pot, if it is already a pot, why does it need potness? So, he shows how this thinking is mithya. Everything, he will finally come to the conclusion that all this is mithya. How so? So, Ghata cannot have Ghatatvam the way Nyaya says that Ghata has Ghatatvam. Why? Because if it is already Ghata, how can it take Ghatatvam? Then taking Ghatatvam, it has become Ghata, or it is Ghata after taking Ghatatvam. If you say first case is Ghata has Ghatatvam. So if it is already Ghata, why does it need Ghatatvam? Second is, option is, if having taken Ghatatvam, it has become Ghata, then what is it that has taken Ghatatvam? Something has taken Ghatatvam and it has become Ghata. So Mrit has taken Ghatatvam. If you say Mrit has taken Ghatatvam, then thereby it has become Ghata. Then I'll ask you, what is Mrit? So that Mritta which is there, Mritvam, is it its own or something else has taken? So if you keep on inquiring this, you will always see that Aghata has taken Ghatatvam, Apata has taken Patatvam. What is not, so Amrit has taken Mritta or Mritvam. And anything that you see, wherever you see is a Tvam, all this Tasya Bhava that you see, including Jivatvam, a non-Jiva has taken Jivatvam. So an unlimited has taken limitedness. Jivatvam is limitedness. If I say Jivatvam is limitedness, then aparam, which is not aparam, rather which is not antya. Jivatvam, if you say, is limited. Then that which is not limited, ananta, has taken Jivatvam. If you see, everything in the prapancha which is atat has taken tattvam. So anything that is not that has taken. And what is not any of this? Only Brahma. Brahma is none of this, and Brahma has taken all of these individually. This is how you see in Vishishta Advaita. What will they say? It is not Nirguna Brahma. Brahma, or they'll say Narayana, has limitless gunas. So you can land on limitless gunas by this kind of a thinking, that Ghata does not have Ghatatvam, Aghata has Ghatatvam, Pata does not have Patatvam, Apata has Patatvam, and everything. What is that entity which is Aghata, Apata, Atat, Asarvam? What is not Sarva? What is that entity? That has to be Brahma, which is none of this. If you say it is you, so you remove all Anatma, and then you land on Atma. That Paramatma has taken all the gunas now, so it has infinite gunas. If you compare all objects, you can land on Vishishta Advaita, that Paramatma has Vaishishtya, has all these qualities, attributes are there. So Paramatma is one who has infinite attributes. But what does the Shruti say? Shruti says Nirguna Brahma. If Shruti says Nirguna Brahma, then what are all these attributes that this non-Ghata, non-Pata, that kind of Brahma has taken? Has not taken at all. It is Mithya. It is all Mithya. So you land on Advaita finally. So here what is said? Jiva Bhava, Jivatvam, Brahmena va, Bhrantya va, let it be Mithya. All this, let it be Mithya. But still, Vastuta Vastu, Anyatha api, Vastuta, you say it is real or unreal, that is not my problem. My problem right now, he says, Tadupade Jiva Bhava, Yena Upadhina Uchyate. So Jiva Bhava, Yena Upadhina Jiva Bhava, Paramatmana Jiva Bhava Uchyate. With whichever Upadhi you bring in this, for Paramatma Bhava, Paramatma you bring Jiva Bhava, whether it is a real Upadhi or not, whatever it is, and whether the Sambandha is real or not, but still, Tasya Upadhe Vijnanamaya Koshasya. In this Prakriya right now, Panchakosha Viveka, where you landed on Vijnanamaya Kosha, that Vijnanamaya Kosha is Anadi, you have told me in 188 Shloka. Vijnanamaya Koshasya Anadi Kalaha Ayam Aham Swabhava Jivaha Ityuktaya, Iti Uktataya, the way you said in 188 Shloka, Anaditvat. Since this Jiva is Anadi, Aham Swabhava Jivaha Anadi Kalaha, therefore Jivatvam is Anadi, and then Anaditvat, Vijnanamaya Koshasya Anaditvat, Jiva Bhavaha Anadi will become Anadi, and then Atmana Iva Anaditva, Atmana Iva Anadehe Nasha Kasyapi Naishyate. Since Atma is also Anadi and Atma does not have an end, it is Sadvastu. Similarly, this Vijnanamaya will become Sat, and thereby Sambandha Jiva Bhava will become Sat, and thereby Moksha will become impossible. Anadehe Nasha Kasyapi Naishyate. Whatever is Anadi will never have an end. Anadi will become Ananta. This is his confusion, and he says Ataha Jiva Bhava Prayojaka. So there is a typo. Jiva Bhava Prayojaka Upadhe Anaditvat. So that which has brought about this Jiva Bhava, so which is what? Vijnanamaya Koshasya Anaditvat, meaning Jiva Bhava Prayojaka Upadhe Anaditvat. That Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is an Upadhi, which is Prayojaka of Jiva Bhava, which has brought about this Jiva Bhava, since that is Anadi, Nasha Sambhavacha, and since it is Anadi, it will not have Nasha and will become Ananta. Nasha Sambhava, Nashasya Asambhavacha, since Nasha is impossible, Asya Paramatmanaha Jiva Bhavaha, Paratmanaha Jiva Bhavaha, or Paramatmanaha Jiva Bhavaha, Api Nityaha Bhavati. Thereby Jiva will become that Jiva Brahmahivana para is lost on him. He is saying Jiva Bhava Jiva is limited, and therefore limitedness will ever exist, that bondage will ever exist. Nitya bhavati na nashyati samsruti Jiva Bhava nityatve nitya iti na nivarteta. So Jiva Bhava is nitya means samsruti or samsara is nitya, samsaranam is nitya. Na nashyati samsruti Jiva Bhava nityatve sati. When Jiva Bhava is nitya, how can you say samsara is not nitya? So samsruti is tinanta, strilinga, therefore nitya. Jiva Bhava nityatve sati samsruti nitya iti na nivarteta. Since it is nitya, na nivarteta, it will never cease to be. What is nitya? It will never cease to be. Na nivarteta neva nashyata. Neva nashyata. It will never get destroyed. It will never destruct itself. And tad is tasmat. Tasmat, tat is that tan moksha, tan is, tat is an avyaya which is tasmat karana. Moksha katam me mama samsara nivrutti katham bhavati. He Shri Guru vada upadisha. Vada means you tell me, you teach me how will there be moksha for me, how is my freedom guaranteed now if bondage is nitya, jiva bhava is nitya, because vijnanamaya kosha upadhi is nitya. Shri Guru Ruvacha. So Shri Guru answers now. Samyak prishtam tvaya vidvan savadhanena tachrunu pramaniki na bhavati bhrantya mohita kalpana. So he says you are losing sight of it. You cannot tell me anyatha api bhrantya bhramena, anyatha means vastuta api astu, bhramena means bhrantya astu, and then anyatha means vastuta astu. Don't think that anyata vastu. I am telling you bhrantya eva. So you are thinking bhrantya astu vastuta astu, it will remain. No, vastuta astu it will remain is right. Your question is very valid. It is a good question. But bhrantya astu vastuta astu, both ways you cannot have the same conclusion. If it is real, upadhi is real and upadhi is anadi, then it will really remain. There will be anantya is possible. That kind of a thinking is valid. That question is valid. He is not saying that it will be ananta. He is saying that thinking or that question would be very valid and it should be a source of fear. However, here this is delusion. Bhramena, since it is bhramena, this samsara is also bhrama, bondage is also bhrama. Therefore, thinking that I will never be free, that is also bhrama, because you are already free. Because all of this is bhrama, it is mithya means bhrama, since it is bhrama, all this is mithya and it is not real. Therefore, moksha is guaranteed. Undoubtedly, there is moksha for you. So he says, Samyak prishtam tvaya vidvan. Hey vidvan, buddhiman. One who is buddhiman, his address, hey vidvan, hey buddhimat, hey buddhiman. In Sambodhana, in Pullinga, it will become He Buddhiman or He Vidvan. Tvaya Samyak Prishtam. This Prashna is very well asked by you. And answer Savadhanena Tachrunu. Listen to the answer. Tat Savadhanena Shrunu. Listen to it with attention. With attention means this is important. Bhramena astu anyatha vastu. There you have lost sight of what should be your focus. And pramaniki na bhavati, bhrantya mohita kalpana, bhrantya krita ya mohita kalpana, sa pramaniki na bhavati. Whatever is created due to delusion with bhrama, it is just delusory, it is an illusion, it is magically created. And it is all what was said initially, if you recall, Maya Shakti, all this is that magical power created through magic means, so it is inferred. Karyena anumeya. Karya prapancha is there, you feel all this is objectified, therefore you infer this Maya Shakti which is magic, it is magical power. Whatever is created in magic is not real, it is a bhranti. So bhrantya ya mohita kalpana, that imagination or projection which this deluded thinking which has come about due to bhrama, due to bhranti, due to not knowing, due to avidya basically, that is pramaniki na bhavati, that has no valid, it is not valid pramaniki na bhavati, it is not a pramana, it is not a pramana, it is not real, it is not real, so it is not a valid knowledge. If you see cognize something, it is not going to be there forever. So pramaniki na bhavati means sat, it is not sat, it is mithya. So he vidvan, he buddhiman, tvaya samyak prishtam. What has been asked by you is the questioning is right, it is a very valid question. Tat prishtam tad vastu tat savadhanena vishyantara sanchara rahita manasa. Savadhanena shrunu means what? Vishyantara sanchara rahita manasa. Don't think about anything else. Focus here. Savadhanena shrunu means do not think of anything else now. With a mind, attentive mind means the mind which is not jumping around elsewhere. Even if it is thinking of Vedanta, do that later. Right now you focus on what I am telling you. Don't think about anything else. That Vishaya can be any other Vishaya. Anya Vishaya, Vishayantaram. So that any other Vishaya, let it be Vedanta Vishaya, but not that all this is Brahma, Anyata Vastu. Don't think all that. What is being taught, you stick to that. So he says, Hey Vidwan, Tvaya Samyak Prishtam, Tat Prishtam Tad Vastu. Tat Prishtam, what you have inquired into. That Vastu, Tat Savadhanena Shru. What you are really inquiring about is that Vastu now. So that you listen to attentively. Meaning what? Don't just listen. Think about it. Think about it means Shrutva Avadharaya. Hold on to that. Don't just think about it and forget about it. Inquire into it. After Shravana, that Shravana itself is of the nature of inquiry. You keep on asking me doubts, I'll clarify, and then he says, hold on to that. Avadharaya. Hold on to that, finally stay with it. Once you know that it is Bhranti, then don't get carried away by, if this Bhranti, how will it go? Bhranti is the one which will go. Bhranti will definitely have an end. How can Bhranti stay? So Bhantya Mohita Kalpana Mohaha Asya Sanjataha Mohita. So Mohita is not Ta'anta. There Itach Pratyaya is there. So Itach is Tadasya Sanjata. Means it has come about. It is born for it appears. So Bhrantya Mohita Kalpana Moha Asya Sanjata. Moha has come for this person. Therefore Mohitaha. And Mohita is what? Mohascha Praptaha now. Mohita Kalpana in that. Mohascha Prapta. Sanjata is Prapta. Mohascha Prapta Jnaya. So Prapta Jnaya Manataka Vastunaha Jnana Bhavaha Tamasa Dharmaha. And what is Mohaha? Moha Asya Sanjata is fine. That is Mohita. Moha has come for this person or has born for this person. Samyak Jataha. But what is moha here? Prapta jnaya manataka vastunaha. Jnana bhavaha. The abhava of jnana, which is tamasa dharma. That tamasa dharma means which is avarna. Here it is abhava. Moha sanjata means the one who does not see the atma, which should be known nyayamana, which is nyayamana, and nyayamanata is there. Nyayamanata is dharma. Praptaha nyayamanata Yasya vastunah tad vastu is prapta jnayamanataka vastu, and tasya prapta jnayamanataka vastunah, that vastu which should be known, which has attained the status of the only thing which should be known. There is nothing else to know. You have to know yourself. That is the reason you have been born. You are born to know yourself, at least especially in Manushya Sharira. Now, having been born as Manushya, Prapta Jnayamanataka Vastu, which is there, that Vastu, Vastunaha Jnana Bhavaha. Not knowing this Vastu, that itself is Mohaha. That is the definition of Moha here, and that is Tamasa Dharma. Because Avarna, there is an Avarna, वस्तुतः निर्मल ज्ञान स्वरूपत्वे अपि अज्ञान जनित भ्रांत्या दृढ़ीभूतया मोहः पूर्वोक्तः. What has been mentioned earlier, this moha has been talked about earlier as avarana shakti, which brings about this projection now. Due to avarana there is vikshepa. So vastutah nirmala jnana sarupatvepi atmanah, or this prapta jnayamanataka vastunah nirmala jnana sarupatvepi tasya jnana bhava vartate. So nirmala jnana sarupatvepi, it is of the nature of pure jnana, chit sarupa. That jnana which should be known now, which itself is jnana. So it is like saying that there is so much of light during the day, sunlight, and you miss the sun itself. How is it possible? Still it is possible. The sun is there, the only source of light, which is self-effulgent, which is so bright, but you end up missing the sun. It is very unfortunate. That is how it is. He says, Vastutha nirmala jnana swarupatva. It is pure jnana. It is not clouded. That sunlight is not clouded. But Vastutha, really it is not clouded, but your eyes are clouded. Nirmala jnana swarupatvepi ajnana janita bhrantya. That bhranti is due to ajnana. Avarana is there, and thereby you start making some kalpana, and that bhrantya drudibhutaya mohaha. That bhranti which has become dridha, dhrudibhuta, dridhatvam praptam. So that bhranti which has become so dridha across janma, janma after janma, it has become dridha, and that moha purvokta, it has been mentioned earlier, tad vishishtasya purushasya ya kalpana. So who has this bhranti? The same purusha who has whether it is Paramatma or Jiva. Now in Jiva Sharira, this Purusha has Bhranti, and then that due to that Bhranti, Tadvishishtasya Purushaha, Tadvishishta means Bhranti Vishishtasya Purushaha, Mohita. Now he is Mohita Kalpana. Mohita ya Kalpana, Swasya Asamsarina api Samsaritva Kalpana. Although that I am really Paramatma, I am an asamsari, but still Samsruti is felt. Therefore, Samsara Kalpana or Samsaritva Kalpana, Sa Pramaniki na bhavati. This Samsaritvam is not valid at all. It is not real. Since your bondage has come about due to Bhranti, that is not real. That has come due to all these koshas are not real, and association with that is not real. This Brahma is not real. How can Brahmana be real? So Samsara, Samsruti is also not real. Pramaniki na bhavati. That Kalpana, it is a Kalpana, and Kalpana is not a Pramana. It is not categorized as Pramana in any Siddhanta. In any Darshana. Not only in Siddhanta. Nobody says Kalpana is valid. So Kalpana is not Pramaniki. Na bhavati yathartha na bhavati. You cannot say that I imagined this. You go to some place or you meet some person. You say, I never imagined you to be in this. Especially in this modern age where you know the person through chat, through phone calls, through internet, all these emails, ityadi. But you have never met the person. And when you meet the person, what do you say? Oh, I didn't imagine you to be this way. Yes, you imagined it. I need not be that way. That person need not be that way. Why? Because it is your imagination. You have superimposed. Having superimposed, can it be a pramana? It cannot be a pramana. Yathartha na bhavati. The way the vastu is, the vastu will remain that way. That's why all of this in karma you have options. I can do it this way, I can do it that way. But in reality, whatever vastu is, there you cannot have pramana. Pramana siddhana bhavati iti aksharartha. What is the aksharartha? Idea, the shloka artha is pramana siddhana. Aksharartha here is aksharartha mohita kalpana, means it is pramana siddhana bhavati. It is not that knowledge has not come through a valid source of knowledge. That is the idea here. Brahma prayojya moha mulakatvat mugdasya samyak jnana samarthatvat. Why so? Brahma prayojya moha mulakatvat. Since all this is due to avidya, moha mula, and there is Brahma. So all this is, these words, Brahma, Avidya, Moha, all these are leading to what? It is not Pramana. And Brahma Prayojya Moha Mulakatvat Mugdasya Purushasya Samyak Jnana Asamarthatvat. He is not capable to Mugdasya Samyak Jnana Asamarthatvat. It cannot be the right source of knowledge. In fact, it is not the Purushasya. It should not be Purushasya. Just cross check. Mugdasya, why Mugdasya is said? Mugdasya here it can be Karmani Vitpatti, thereby Mugdasya Brahma Prayojya Moha Mulakatvat Mugdasya Samyak Jnana Asamarthatvat. It cannot be the right source of knowledge. That is what is said here. And this is not Purushasya, but here it is this Moha. Whatever is Moha, Kalpana, that cannot be the right source of knowledge. Therefore, it is the hetu for Pramana Siddha na bhavati ityartha. So that is the idea. Here we'll stop here. 196. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharantam Gocharam Govindam Paramanandam Satgurum Pranatosmiham. Any questions? Yes, Amma.
Namaste. It is in the 193 stanza. 193 stanza, they say this Ayo Vikara.
Yeah.
So the fire is Avikari according to this stanza only, or because fire has the three gunas, no? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa.
Don't take any example literally. That's why I said don't take example literally.
Okay.
So he also said in the end, what did he say? In the Vyakhyana, the last line, you look at the last. Prakashake vanno drishtante paratmani cha darstantike swaprakashe vikara shunyatve. Vikara shunyatve ekarupatvam. In the example, what is the example? The Vanni Rupa, let it have Rupa. Let it have color. Let it have form also. It does not. Let it be.
Okay.
But in the example, what is? Does it have the form of the iron or not? No, it does not have. It cannot take the form of the iron. Limit it to the example. Don't analyze the example further. Always take what is told in the example, only that part, and apply it to the exemplified. It is only to make something clear. If you hold on to example, no example is complete.
I know.
Because if it is completely, earlier also it said that if Drishtanta has everything same as Darshtantika, it will become same. There will not be a Drishtanta anymore. It will become the same Vastu. Darshtantika itself it will become. And here if the question is only Vikara, then don't take Vikara also as literal. It has to be, or Rupa as literal. You have to take only what is explained in the shloka as what is the similarity. Similarity, what is the dissimilarity. So you have to think about, limit the example also should be limited only to that connotation of the word. Vikara has a specific meaning here is Ayo Vikara, and Vikara if you take as product, then fire is, here you are taking as it has three gunas. Let it have three gunas, but Vikara Shunyatvena means it has it is not like the Vikara of the iron, the way the iron is modified into shaped up. Similarly, fire is not shaped up.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay. I think Vasanti Amma had asked a question, but she left. Okay. Namaste. I'll see you in the next part.